So yeah, what we are doing in this live stream. I mean, it's been a 1 month we have done this streaming.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite up and down from my side also and from your end also.
Yes. Yeah. Both of us were busy and stuff going on, so I'm glad we could figure it out today and do a stream today.
Yeah, I'm glad to.
So I think our plan was to cover like our UniFi setups and like kind of the stuff that we use and the why we use it. So,
Yes.
do you want to start?
I think you should start. I will
I should start.
try after that. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Also, I do have to go at 11 today, just so you know. So we have like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So
fine.
should be okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Actually, I could share my screen probably. Yeah.
Let me do that. I think I have.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
now you can share
Okay.
this.
Desktop two. Okay. So it's fine. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So I took a picture of my rack the other week because I thought it was the easiest way to do that. So basically, this is my rack that I have in my like server room area, and essentially just like at the top, like we have a power strip that's not
Hmm.
unified, but it powers everything. And
Yeah,
then
trip
I
light.
have, yeah, I have the aggregation switch, which is kind of
Hmm.
like the core of my network. It's kind of what all of my other switches connect to, my routers, my servers. Anything high bandwidth will connect to the aggregation switch. And that's kind of just like at the very top of my network. Next, I have a 24 PoE switch, which is just a PoE switch that has 24 Ethernet ports. This is the older model that doesn't have the screen
I
on the
think
left.
it's a 250 watt, I think.
Yes, yes, 250 watt. If I can zoom out, there we go.
This is
And
Gen 1, I think.
yeah, the Gen 1, and then I actually also have the Gen 2 down here, which we'll get to in a second. I have a patch panel for some cables.
Hmm.
I didn't start with the patch panel. I added that after the fact. That's why there's only like two cables on there, but I'll get more eventually.
Yeah.
And then next I have the Gen 2 of the 24 port switch, which has the touchscreen on it,
I
and
mean, this Gen 2 24, not a Pro, correct?
not the Pro. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Nine.
I like the Pros, but I didn't want to spend that money on a Pro.
Yeah, I like the ether lighting ones. I think you have
Yeah.
you have one ether lighting, correct?
Yeah.
16 port.
Yep, I do in my office. I have a 16 ETH lighting. And then we have the UDM Pro, which is it's getting older now, but it still works great. Still gets updates and all that kind of stuff. It works really well. It's my main router, and everything kind of runs through that. I actually do also have two WANs, so you'll see I have the one Ethernet right here, which is my fiber
Hmm.
connection. I have a 1 gig fiber connection, and then I have another connection from like a cellular backup basically through the
Yeah.
UMR Ultra, and
Yeah,
that's
I
what
saw that video.
yeah, that's what feeds that port right there. It actually works out really well. It's been
I
working
mean,
working good.
w- what's the connection speed you get on the backup one?
It's like 40 megabits down and 17 up usually.
So
Um,
you have the cellular plan SIM card you have?
Yeah, yeah. It's a T-Mobile plan, and the SIM card actually supports 5G. The UMR Ultra doesn't, but I could get 5G speeds, and I've gotten like 800 megabits before, like on my phone on 5G. So, it would be a really nice backup if I had 5G. But for now,
Yeah,
the
I think
4G is fine.
yeah, 4G is fine. You can get enough. I mean, the backup one.
Yeah, yeah. It's really just a backup, is all it is.
Yep.
And then I have my TrueNAS server, which is a newer server that I built. Obviously it's not unified, but it's in the rack, so I'll talk about it. I have a Proxmox server and a just Linux server. And then I have the UNVR, which is my camera, my DVR or NVR, I guess. And I've got like 12 cameras that all connect to this. And I've got about 8 terabytes of storage on there. I guess
Mm.
12 terabytes raw. Wait, no,
You have three one. I mean, 444.
3. I don't have one in the second slot because I broke that slot
Uh,
accidentally. But it's an 8 terabyte drive, so 8 times 3
okay,
is 24. So I
24.
technically have 24 terabytes.
Yeah. Out of that, only 16 is used, and one is for production. I think you're using basic
Yes.
product.
Yeah. So I only get really 16. Um, but yeah, there's 24 like raw terabytes. And then I have a UPS for the servers. Actually, those both kind of do servers. And then I have the UPS for all the networking, which is a little cyber power UPS. This thing is only
Okay.
a 1500 volt amp UPS, but it powers all of my Ubiquiti stuff, and it gets like 20 or 30 minutes of runtime, which is pretty good. Because I've got a lot of PoE, a lot of switches, and the
Yeah, I
UNVI takes
mean,
a lot of power too.
that's enough. I mean, more than that, I mean, what's the power? I mean, disruption, like whenever power cuts out, how much time that it takes to recover?
Usually it's a couple seconds, like it's just like a quick one. There was one that was like a day long, but that was like that doesn't happen often. The power really never goes out
Okay, yeah,
usually.
sounds good then. I think that's fine because you're running so many drives on the that server
Yeah,
and everything. So they need to be properly shut down, I think.
exactly. And that's really the purpose. Like I have two UPSs, like the servers are kind of split up amongst both of the UPSs for those, and there's like a automation I have with the Raspberry Pi that will shut them down. So I just
Yeah,
wanted to
I think
give
you're
plenty of time.
using, yeah, IP nut you are using, I
Yep,
think.
yep,
Graceful shutdown.
yeah, and it works pretty well. So that's
So
that
can you
rec.
talk more? Can you talk more about the server which you have? What else are you doing? I mean, pretty much
Yeah,
everyone knows about the UniFi stuffs you have. So can
true.
you talk more about the server which you have? What's
Yes.
purpose you have, and what is the productivity of that server in your daily basis?
Yeah, let me find. I accidentally just deleted my screenshot that I had for some reason.
Okay, no
And
problem.
I can't find where to put it back. Uh, I don't know why it just got deleted.
Sure.
Sorry, hang on. Where did this go? Maybe it's on my desktop. Never had this happen before.
Hmm.
There we go. Okay, there we go. It's in the trash. Okay, now we're back. So I have these servers, and essentially, like I said, the top one
Yeah.
is the TrueNAS server. So that's got a bunch of storage in there. I think it's got like 36 terabytes or something, maybe more, just
Yeah, I
of raw
mean,
storage. And
yeah.
essentially that one just does a lot of it stores a lot of backups. So like both of my Mac minis or my Mac computers, they'll back up to that. Actually, it does have 60 terabytes. I thought it was 36. It was
Mhm.
60.
I mean, is it 3.5 inch drive or 2.5 inch?
3.5. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the I believe it's the 18 terabyte or 16 terabyte like the Mach 2 drives that have the like dual platters on them. So
Okay.
they're 7 terabytes each platter, so that'd be 14 terabytes. But
Hmm.
that's the drives that I have. They work pretty well. They're kind of a pain to replace because TrueNAS doesn't really support the like uh, dual platter drives. Um,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It works for what I'm using it for. So it's really just backups. And then the other servers back up to that one as well. So it's kind of just like my big backup server. And then that server also goes to Azure. So I have some backups in Azure using like their archive storage, which is like
Mm.
it's crazy cheap. It's only like less than 9 cents per terabyte or gigabyte or something. Is I can't remember what it is. Um, or
I
like
think
less than it. Sorry, it's less than a penny. So it's
okay,
pretty
yeah.
cheap.
So that's the cloud backup you have.
Cloud backup. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So I think I would recommend to get UNAS Pro. So yeah, instead of doing the server backup,
Yes.
you should get one dedicated NAS for it.
Yeah, I agree. I eventually will probably get one. Especially since I have the drives now, it's just a matter of getting the actual unit or yeah, UNIS. I
I
will
think
say,
hopefully by 20 end of the 2025 or 2026, you will get more NAS from the Ubiquity. Like, I mean, they
yeah.
are planning. I think I've heard on the like the World Conference, I've heard that they are bringing new NAS, like the 4-bay
Oh,
NAS,
really?
8-bay NAS. Yeah,
Oh,
even
cool.
the enterprise NAS also they are building, which has a ZFS pool also on that.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
I mean, right now the NAS is running on the ARM processor, so they may change the processor to something more powerful, which can work with the ZFS pool and all
Yeah.
those features. So maybe they will go with AMD or Intel Xeon, not
Yeah.
sure, but they are planning. I mean, you know the enterprise NVR, ENVR, the beast one.
Yeah.
So I think the same form factor they will be adding the E enterprise NAS, I think.
Hmm, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've checked the Reddit forum also where one of the guy published all those uh I mean the features, I mean the future planning of the Ubiquiti, like what hardware and the software release.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way, I looked it up. The Azure storage is less than, so that'd be a cent. So it's like it's really cheap per gigabyte. It's only $60 a month to back up all 60 terabytes I have. So
Hmm.
it's like a dollar
That's
per
nice.
terabyte per month. So it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And then I have a Proxmox server, which it just runs like Home Assistant. It runs, what else does it run?
Hmm.
I actually have no idea what else it runs. But it no just basically just at least does Home Assistant. And then that backs up to the server. And then down here is another server that I have. It runs Image for photos. It's my photo backup
Yeah.
server, and that actually works really well. I'm probably move it to my TrueNAS server eventually and get rid of one of these, but until then, it's been working well. I like Image a lot, and it also just runs some
Yeah.
web
I
servers and
think
stuff.
you should I mean you should skip the True NAS one and get the UNAS Pro. And if you want to skip that server, you can just get all those drive and use them on the UNAS Pro.
Yeah, that's true.
That will be great because right now you are using lots of power on that running 3 servers. I mean the
Yes,
full-fledged server. I
right.
mean the middle one where you have the Proxmox, that's a 1U server.
Yeah.
I think that's a TDP. I mean power consumption will be less as compared to those two servers.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
that.
these ones are big. In the with the hard drives too, they take a lot of power, so I'll consolidate them probably.
I mean that's why you have 3 UPS. I mean the power supply you
Yes.
have. I mean
Yeah.
threaded.
I think like the whole rack is like 700 watts, I think.
Oh.
Everything. Um
Yeah, probably you have a 250-watt UniFi switch,
yeah.
95-watt one I mean the Gen 2 24 PoE switch, and the UNBR goes up to like 65 watt or something, I
Oh,
think
really?
65 or so.
Wow.
Yeah, because it runs a drives on that, that's why.
Mm. Rob M says he lives in a semi-rural area with lots of big trees and they get 20-minute power outages a lot. Yeah, I'm lucky here. Like we don't really get there's a lot of trees around, but we don't get super long power outages, which is nice.
Yep. Okay, let me share this meeting screen to one of my friend who's calling me. I think if I give him the link, he won't call me back.
Smart.
So just give me a second.
Yeah, so I'll talk about my next rack. The one in my office right here really just has the 16 port PoE max switch. Um, just a small little switch. There's not much to see. Just it has ether lighting. I'm only using like half the ports on it, and I have like a Raspberry Pi in my office. But that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Um,
I think
inter-
you have this on the desktop, I think, right now. On your desk, you have those
yeah,
switches and thing.
it's like a rack mount though.
Oh,
Um, I'll show you. I'll take a picture.
sure.
The cable management's pretty bad right now, but
Yeah,
that's
fine.
fine. Okay, so this is the rack at my desk, and
Mhm.
it's kind of like just down to my left, so it's kind of built into the desk actually. But I have actually two Raspberry Pis, just a power PDU at the top, Raspberry Pis, and then the 16 port switch with the power supply on the left. I bought the rack mount for it, so it's this switch is normally like a desktop switch, but they have a rack mount for it, so I rack mounted it.
Yeah, I think you need to purchase rack mount accessories
Yeah,
separately.
it is separate. I think it was like I don't remember how much it was, maybe $100. And then I have a patch panel and just a shelf down there. I don't think the shelf's being used for anything. A drawer, and that's pretty much it. There's a UPS in the back. It's a 650 watt UPS, and it just powers my Mac
Hmm.
Mini pretty much. That way, it can shut down before power goes out.
Okay, sounds good. So everything runs on the home assistant, I think.
Yeah, yep. So in my bedroom actually, I have a one of those PoE to Zigbee adapters for Home Assistant, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how all my Zigbee connects to the server since I'm not plugging it into the server itself. So it's actually over the network. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Pretty
It works
much.
pretty well. And then also I have a rack in a data center that has a lot of my servers in there as well. I've got a ton of VMs and just like a little web environment that I built just to like learn how it all works. And
So is this data center managed by you?
it's my rack in the data center. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it's this is all of my servers and stuff. So at the top I have my management switch, which is a MikroTik. Everything's
Yeah.
MikroTik here just because I had extra MikroTik stuff at my house. Um, but I have MikroTik at the top that's kind of management for like iDRAC for all the servers basically. And then I have a bigger MikroTik switch that does all the like switching. So it's got 10 gig, and every server has dual 10 gig ports. So it's link aggregated for redundancy. And those all connect there. And then I have server number 9 is the name. The numbers mean nothing, but that's a bigger 2U Dell server. And that one does all of my backups for all my data center servers just locally. It's just an Ubuntu server basically. Just everything backs up to that. So I could replace that with the UNAS too. Um, and then everything down here, these are all spec'd like basically the same except for the one that I'll show you in a second. All these other servers are Proxmox hosts, and they've all got like 128 gigs of RAM, 20 cores, and like just probably 3 terabytes each. So in the Proxmox cluster, it all adds up.
Okay, so is it you are running some kind of services on that for like
No,
is it
it's just they had an extra rack that I can use, so I'm using it. And basically, it's just a way for me to learn how the servers and stuff work. So I'm learning like networking and learning all that kind of thing, just
okay,
at a little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
different of a scale. And then this is my last thing right there. It's the OpenSense router. It's just a Dell server that's running OpenSense, and that's my router
Hmm.
and firewall, which is kind of nice. It's different than UniFi in a lot of ways. I like UniFi a lot
Yes.
more, but OpenSense is really reliable. It works really
Yeah.
well, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, sounds good. So I think it's a very good thing you are running your own rack on a data center. So
Yeah.
is it kind of like a monthly charge for that?
No, I
A
actually don't
monthly
pay for it. Just because of the people that I got connected to, it's a great deal. But um, typically data centers like in the area are probably like $7,000 a month. So I'm saving
Hmm.
like a lot of money on this one. But I'm not using it for anything. I'm not making money off of the service here. They're literally just for like me learning how things work. Um, and like the Beam Networks website runs off of these servers, so
Hmm.
I'm using it for that kind of thing. Just nothing like that I'm gonna actually make money from.
Okay. So anyone also gets I mean benefits from this one, like apart from you?
Some of my friends, like I host their Home Assistant here, and
Hmm.
they can just VPN with their Home Assistant to get services from there. There's a couple
You
web
should
servers
host,
I'm running.
I think you should host some game server also.
Yeah, I could.
Mine. Yeah, you're
I could do
running
a nice
some,
Minecraft server for sure.
yeah, Minecraft server. I think that is cool because so you have access to this, I mean, physically you have
Yeah,
24 by 7 access to this data
I do.
center?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
sounds
super
good.
close to my house, but it's close enough that I can go there if something goes wrong. So I can
Okay.
fix things. I never really have to go there, but I like to check on the hard drives and stuff every once in a while. Like this server has got a bunch of those 3 terabyte Dell drives, and those things die
Hmm.
like all the time. So
Yeah, I think that server runs 3.5-inch drives, I think,
yeah,
the beefy one.
yep.
So
So my cable
everything, I mean,
management. Go ahead.
yeah, you did yourself this all cable management
Yeah,
or
I did. It's not great, but it's better than not cable
yeah, I mean,
managing.
but it looks better, I think.
Yeah,
Not bad.
there's at least some loops there.
So the power consumption will be more on this data center rack.
Yeah. So there's actually a dual power feed. So there's like the primary one, the backup one, and then they're both like each of them have their own UPSs and stuff on them. So like it works out for these servers because like the servers all have 2 power supplies. So like one's the A
Mm.
feed, one's the B feed. So kind of
Okay.
cool.
Oh, cool. So where do you store the backup of this all these servers and everything?
So a lot of them are stored on this big server up at the top, but some of them actually are stored at my house. So like they kind of sync, and then this also backs up to Azure as well. So I'm only paying like $12 a month for Azure because I'm not backing everything up there because there's a lot of data I really don't care about or I'm not
Yeah.
using. So it's
I
really just
mean
the important
the
things.
the data which is necessary and I mean very useful, that only you should use for the backup. I
Right.
think you're getting on a very cheap price on that.
Yeah.
So there is a quota limit for that, like manage full threshold quota, like for a month you can use up to this terabyte for storage. If you
Uh,
goes up to that, they will charge more.
no, you
Is
just
it?
pay for how much you use. So you can use as much
uh,
as you want. They have like
uh,
probably
Okay.
close to unlimited storage, but you just depending on how much you use, that's how much they bill you for.
Okay. For example, I use 20 terabytes, so I have to pay $20 for that
Yep.
monthly.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
billed per gigabyte. So if you only use like half a terabyte, then you only pay like 50 cents.
I think I should try it once because I have my UNAS Pro and there is no such other backup. I have I mean in the meantime I just ran the TrueNAS on the Zima board. So
Yeah.
I'm just doing one more backup on that. Just only the Proxmox backup I'm doing on that.
Yeah,
So
they
that's pretty much.
and for the record, like it does cost money to pull the data down. Um,
Hmm.
I think it costs a little more, but this data is like specifically for archiving. So like you also get early deletion fees if you don't leave it in there for 180 days. But for what I'm doing with backups, like it's pretty long term anyway, so it doesn't matter too much to me.
Yeah,
But
sounds good. Pretty much.
yeah,
I mean, you have redundancy in the power, so you have redundancy in the backup also. Like you
yeah,
have we must have because you have on your local server also and you have
yeah,
in the cloud
yeah.
in
So really,
case. Yeah.
yeah, the cloud is just for like if the server backup goes bad for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, there's really no need for the cloud backup except for just a third point, just in case something happens.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
But I've never had to
I
use
think
it
it's
yet.
you have used pretty much all the switch ports on the cloud router switch. I mean,
Yeah, I think I'd love to get one of those, or I guess two of those UniFi enterprise switches. They're just really expensive.
I think you should get the UniFi here because you have space there.
Yeah,
You should try the UniFi one. Just get the campus aggregation switch.
it would be nice though, because then I could do link aggregation between two switches and have more redundancy there than just on the
Yeah,
one
I think
switch.
they have MC lag also right now.
Yep. Yeah, the MikroTik supports MC lag. I just don't want to buy another MikroTik for $500 if I don't need it. So, like, I don't really need the redundancy. One switch is fine for me right now.
I mean, all these ports are SFP plus, correct? On this
Yeah.
micro.
Yep.
Okay. So you're using DAC cable or you're using modules on that?
It's just all DAC cables.
I mean, the DAC cable are quite big. I mean, like 5 meter,
Yes, they're way
3 meter.
too long.
Mm, okay.
It is nice though because like when you pull them out, it is nice to have that
Mhm.
link there because the cables have to like stretch out longer, but
Yeah, I
they're
think
very long.
also you are using I mean on each server you're using 10 gig NIC. I think you're
Yeah.
using thing on the back. I see that.
Yep. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
using them, but I could.
Oh, I think you're using them. Like I see the ports from the switch is coming
Oh,
back to this.
yes, yeah, sorry.
Hello.
Um, which switches?
I mean from the MikroTik switches, I see the cables are coming down
Right.
back to this. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant I'm not using the Ethernets. There are
Yeah,
Ethernets. I think they are 10 gig Ethernets too. I don't know.
okay, yeah, I see that. So you're just using SFP one, I think so.
Yeah. Yep. Just with the DAC cables. Yeah, like I could get the high capacity aggregation, but it's like
Yeah, this is
$900.
also much. I mean, yeah, this is fine. I mean, you get a layer three options on this
Yep.
also.
Yeah. And the thing with like the aggregation switch and the high capacity aggregation, like they've got the power backup, but that's only if you get the like unified power backup. Like you can't plug in two power supplies. This MikroTik
Hmm.
actually supports like two physical power cables on it, which is nice.
Yeah, I think in UniFi you need to use RPS for that, like the
Right.
redundant power supply. And even you can get a mission critical switch for if you want the
Yeah.
exact backup like a UPS.
Right. Yeah. So that's what the back of the MikroTik looks like. It's just literally just two power cables down there. So
Yeah, I mean this switch looks beefy. I mean, look at the heat sink on the back.
I know. Yeah. I think I don't know this for sure. I'm pretty sure it's fanless. Like I'm pretty sure I've never seen the fans. I've never seen
Uh,
fans in there. I don't know though.
you you didn't hear any sound from them coming.
No, it's so loud in the data center you can't hear anything. So
Uh,
I don't know.
maybe you will hear all the sound of the server instead of that
Yeah,
switch.
right. Yeah, especially like standing behind them, you get all the noise. Yeah, Rob M said I can't really do cloud backups. I have a 1 gigabit download speed but painfully slow upload. That's the problem. Like in the United States, like the cable providers, they all give you like 1,000 megabits down, but you get like 40 up or like 30 up. So unless you have fiber to get symmetrical speeds, like the cable companies don't give you like any speed, which is crazy.
I mean, in US, you guys must be getting, I mean, that much internet plan, like 2.5 gig, 10 gig easily. But in India, you hardly at the home user, if you're using on the home, you hardly get 1 Gbps. But right now, more and more plan are coming. But
Yeah.
like if you go above 500 Mbps, you will get straightly 1 Gbps plan. And it is not very cheap here. I mean, it's
Hmm.
costly here. Uh, if you go above 300 and 500 Mbps plan. So right now, currently on my office, I have two ISP plan from the same ISP.
Really?
One is 1 Gbps up and down, and one is like 100 Mbps. So I'm
Ah,
using as a backup, one as a primary and one as a secondary.
I see.
I will show you. Yeah, I will show after this
Yeah.
thing.
So I think that's all for my setup. I have some
So
wireless point to points from UniFi, like in the back, but they're outside, so it's not really easy for me to show it right now, anyways.
I mean, I mean, what you are running on that? I mean,
Yeah.
like you are
Yeah.
providing internet to your home or some your office or
No, I'm providing internet just to like the back. Like I have solar panels out back.
uh,
We have some property, so they just basically just take the internet from the house and send it out back. That way we can get internet out there or Wi-Fi.
what's the distance between those link?
It's like less than a mile.
Uh,
Like
can you
it's
say?
pretty short.
I mean, maybe like can you say in meter, kilometer? Because miles
I
we
see.
don't
Yeah.
use much.
Let me see if I can pull it up on UISP. I'm also running UISP on the data center
Oh,
servers.
cool. I mean, you're
Uh,
running pretty much everything like a small waves also, you can say networking.
yep. It says, well, I don't know where it says. It says 1 meter actually, but that's not right.
I mean, I would say it would go up to like 100 meter, most probably.
Yeah. Trying to see if I can log in. I don't think the antennas they're not lined up real nicely right now because they're only at like 200 megabits per second. Normally I get like 600.
Hmm.
Let me see. Maybe it'll show me on the actual device. I have 366 days of uptime.
Oh, cool.
It says zero point 0.5 kilometers,
Point 0.5, yeah. So
which is zero point
like
0.3 miles.
yes. I think it's something like 500 meter.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was one of those things like I could have done Ethernet, but I would have had to done fiber probably. Like I could have gotten the long range Ethernet adapters and like put them in the ground, but that was expensive.
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty much my setup.
Cool. Okay, I will get I mean, image first and then I will show you.
Yeah,
Sure. Just give me a second.
you are okay.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen then.
Okay.
Sh- Share screen. So you can see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring this back.
Oh, you got the UXG Pro.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is my rack. I think you can say it's a 27U rack. And at the first top, I have a UXG Pro, which is my main firewall and router. So as you know, I'm running everything on this UXG Pro. This is a DSCP, and this act as a firewall also. And even I'm running a cyber secure on that for extra security detections like the UniFi now give. And after that, my core switch is USW aggregations. As you can see, all port are utilized on that. Only two ports are left. After that, I have a brush panel from the Ubiquiti, and then I have a one rack tray that I have placed this USW Enterprise 8 PoE switch.
Nice.
And you will see the connections, everything like the DAC cable coming from the UHG Pro is coming back to the USW aggregation. So everything is directly connected back to the enterprise. I mean the USW aggregations. Like even this, you can see the Enterprise 8 PoE, this USW standard 24 PoE switch, Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus. This is a UNAS Pro, and this is a UNVR. So this UNAS Pro is also connected via SFP cable. I would change the cable and I will try to get it on behind because this does not look good. So I will change it at some point. And here on the USW 24 PoE switch, I have aggregated because it just got SFP, not SFP plus. So I'm getting 2 GB, I mean, aggregation. So those two port are aggregated to the aggregation switch. And this Enterprise 8 PoE port number 9 is also directly connected to the aggregation. And this is the patch panel. This is the ubiquitous 24 port patch panel. And here mostly I'm using the PoE, all my UniFi P access point cameras and all those PoE devices. And even you can see the I'm using the cloud key mount here, the rack mount.
Yeah.
That's
With
also
the
power
battery.
with this. Yeah, I mean on the back, you see the rack mount there. You have to, I mean, mount it upside down to
Yep.
get the proper view of the Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus. They used to sell, I think. Right now they're also selling this accessories. And I have here, I'm using the UNAS Pro, as you know. Uh, uh, I'm using 8 TB each, three hard drive bay on that. So out of that, I'm using the basic protection. So you can say that I'm getting 16 TB of storage on that. After that,
Nice.
I have a UNVR. I'm just using a single drive on that, 8 TB. So I'm not using any basic protection, but right now my UNVR says you need to add one more hard drive for a basics protection. It gives an exclamation mark, so you have to do it. I will at some point I will change that. And after that, this is the rack tray. I have this Dell mini PC which is running the Windows 11 on that, so I can do RDP on that from anywhere. I have to access the server thing like this Dell server.
Nice.
I have to access that machine using console preview, so that need Windows. I can't do that on Mac.
Yep.
So at some point I need a Windows. So this is the Dell Optiplex 3070, I think i3 10 generation, I think, mini
Hmm.
PC, and it has 32 gigs of RAM uh, and 256 GB of SSD. I mean, that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't need more power on that PF1. I don't run anything. Hardly I use Windows 11 for the RDP session, and uh, I mean, I do use for some testing purpose, like in Hostify, we have one tool called Hostify Device Discovery Tool.
Yeah.
So that tool I have to use on the Windows, also on the Mac. So for the testing, I use them on the Windows desktop. Does it discover all the Ubiquiti devices or not?
Hmm.
And beside that, I have this 45 drives home lab. I'm still building that. It is not yet prepared. This is just a backplane and the chassis because
Nice.
it called HL4. It got four hard drives on that. Um I have to get motherboard, CPU, even the RAM, and NVMe SSD for that everything, and even I have to get hard drive for that, the storage. So my plan is to run TrueNAS on that, so I can have all my storage on that. I will run image on that because right now,
Nice.
if you see on the back, I have a Zima board. You can't see that, but I have a Zima board there that I'm running TrueNAS and that I'm running image right now. So that got 1.7. I run two hard drives of 1 TB each because that Zima board has only two SATA cable and two. It's about two hard drive only. For extra, you need a PCI to extension board. You need that.
Mm.
So the TrueNAS is running quite well on that, but sometime it get corrupted, and I'm not sure what's happening. But at some point, when I build this 45 drive home lab, I will run a TrueNAS and I will get all the backup from Zima board to this. And on the Zima board, I will try to run some firewall like the pfSense, OpenSense. I will test that.
Yeah.
After that, I have a Dell PowerEdge 1U rack mount server, which is a 420 PowerEdge server. Here I run Proxmox, all the VMs, and even I run the Minecraft on it. I run the Home
Nice.
Assistant on that. So yeah, that's it's quite good. I think I get the total power drawn on this rack is, I mean, this server is around 110 watt. I think maximum peak it goes up to 135 watt in the peak when I use mostly I think the Home Assistant consume more power because you uh, use all those IoT devices and stuff.
Right.
Beside that, I think let me check other image if I think if that doesn't show, I can show you directly the camera, I think. Just give me a second. Oh, this ubiquity. This third party camera works sometimes. See, you see the
Ah,
error?
interesting. Is it a
Yeah,
TP link?
yeah, this is a TP link.
Hmm.
Some point it works and some point it doesn't. So I'm not sure what.
Interesting.
Okay, let me check that. See, it's breaking, I think.
Rob M said that it's been out of stock forever, but I noticed that the price of the AI key just went up from 679 to 799. Do you think this could be tariff related? Maybe.
I think you can see now. Oh,
Oh, I
sorry.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, this is the AI port I have
Yep.
on the rack. And these two, I mean, UPS using right now. So you can see me here on the cameras also. I have all those
I
stuffs.
like it.
Okay, so this big one is I think which give me around 2.4 kV. I mean 2,400 watt, and this one
Hmm.
small one from the APC, which gives around me 450 watt. So my server is on this some UniFi devices like the UNAS Pro, the UNVR running on this UPS, and the smaller one run the UXG Pro and the USW Enterprise 8PoE switch. And
Yeah.
after that, I use TP-Link IoT devices. You can see this is the temperature and like temperature sensor. I have a dose sensor, all from the IoT devices. So this is all pretty much I have on this, and at the top of this, I have different ISP. I have a edge router light, which runs a different ISP, and from that edge router light, I have a I mean this. on the UXG Pro, I have a secondary WAN connection from that edge router light. So I'm
Nice.
using that port as a bridge. So that is from my secondary WAN. So I can use a failover and a failover if my primary WAN goes down. So on the primary WAN, I'm using directly, I mean, the FiberSource SFP module on this. I mean, it's a single mode fiber module. So the patch cable directly connected to here, and this one has a Ethernet, the fan too.
Nice.
So on that, I have just a Gen 1 8 port switch, you can see, and the UAP-AC Pro for just testing and all those stuffs I
Hmm.
have. And pretty much, and this is my home assistant. As you can see, everything here I run here.
Nice.
So you can control everything from here. This is my office. You can smart plug, smart switch, door sensor. Even you can manage your TP-Link cameras from here.
Hmm. I like it.
So that, yeah, and if you check, this is my Proxmox, and you can see the specs here. I'm running on the Intel Xeon E52470 processor, which gives around 20 cores, I think.
Hmm.
And it got 192 GB of memory. So these all VMs I run. I run the Greylog, Uptime, Kuma, Plex. I'm just trying Jellyfin, but I'm not yet tried. And Home Assistant, even I running Portainer also
Hmm.
in Minecraft server. And this is the backup server PBS. The backup
Nice.
are stored on the UniFi drive here. If you check here, this is the Proxmox backup.
Nice. That's a
And
nice
apart
setup.
from that, yeah, this is the TrueNAS I'm running on the Zima board, which is quite slow. As you know, the Zima board is a Intel processor, like N1 Celeron processor, not
Yeah.
much powerful, but it works. At some point, I will change that to the. So you can see it, the CPU model here for the TrueNAS, Intel Celeron, and see the frequency 1.10 gigahertz.
Ah.
You can see only one application I'm running, and you can see the CPU usage, it goes up. You can see the temperature in the CPU usage per core.
Hmm.
So this TrueNAS backup is also I'm doing on the UNAS Pro as a backup of one backup.
I see.
And yeah.
Nice.
And this is a gray log I'm using for the Ubiquiti syslog, so I can check all the those logs from uh, all
Hmm.
the stuffs.
That's pretty
And
cool.
I don't have the image from my home rack, uh, but I can show you what do I run on that. So it runs on the Dream Machine Pro,
Ah.
and you can see this is quite slow. I think unify.ui.com sometimes stucks.
Yep.
It's quite annoying, I think.
I do have to go soon, but oh, there we go.
Yeah. So here I have a Dream Machine Pro, which is my main router on the at home, and
Yep.
one switch, 24 PoE switch, and three access point and two cameras. And on the Dream Machine Pro, I run the UniFi protocol also, so I don't need to get extra UNVR for because I just use two cameras for the
Okay.
outdoors.
Yeah.
And on the Dream Machine Pro, I use both WAN, primary as well as the secondary WAN. So I can get a redundancy in the WAN right
Nice.
now. Right now in the 9.2.87, there is a one features added WAN SLA where you can add your more and more verification server as
Yep.
well as like you can set for the ping as well as for the DNS.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I think that's pretty much I have on my network. Uh, so this is the last time I have redone all my racks here, as you can see here. It's looks clean now, but
Yeah.
I still have to add one more server here because it have one more space, one U. I will try to fit one more server
Yeah,
here, and I will run those server as a. I will try to run in high availability because I will have one more Raspberry Pi and I will try to use that as a cluster on the for the Proxmox.
got it.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, I like your
I think
setup.
that.
It's
Sorry.
pretty cool. I like your setup. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks. I mean, it is looking good now. If you have seen that before, it was quite messy. I mean, all those patch cables are coming
Yep,
from anywhere. I mean, right now it looks quite. I
it
mean,
does.
it looks quite good to me also
Yeah,
because I didn't realize I have cleaned this much. Yeah,
yeah, it
once
looks
you
good.
clean up everything, patch, then it's easy for you to just use that setup. Otherwise, you
Yep,
don't realize where you are taking all those cables and there's no management on that. So
yeah,
once you do clean, after that you will keep it as it is, I think.
yeah. All right, well, it was great to stream again. Cool
Yeah.
setup. Thank you guys for watching. Do you want to stream next week too? I think I can. Check my calendar.
Yep.
Um,
What do you think the next week or the maybe next to next week? What's your
yeah,
plan? What you'll do?
my Saturdays look pretty free, so I think we can. Yeah, there's nothing
And
on my calendar the next few weeks for Saturdays, so we should be okay.
okay, so what do you plan for that?
Ooh, I don't
What
know.
should we talk about?
Maybe some new UniFi releases, because
Yeah.
I heard there's some cool stuff coming soon.
Yeah.
So,
I think we should discuss about the new network release, new product.
yep,
They have added AI horn also and lot of
yeah,
things. I
yeah,
mean, that device is quite good, I think. It's
yep,
very loud, AI horn.
yep. You should buy one. We can try it out next week.
I think you should buy one. It will
No,
be easy for you to ship it.
it would be
I mean,
easy for me.
yeah.
All right, well,
All right. Do you get any
great.
questions on the chat?
Nope, I don't see any.
All right, I think.
That's all.
Okay.
Cool.
Catch you next week.
Yep.
Then
See you
we'll
next
discuss
week.
afterward what will be the topic, and then we'll decide that.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. See
Okay.
ya.
Thanks.